It's Vas here, and today I wanted to thank all my friends who are fathers, new fathers, to all the daddies in the world, young daddies, old daddies. I want to wish you the best for this day. I hope that you have enjoyed it to the best of your ability. You got your presents, you had fun, it was a beautiful and amazing day. Now I will admit I couldn't. Yeah, hello Spiro. I will admit hello Dimitra. I couldn't enjoy it with my father because my father is hello Vula. Because they've all been he's been like long gone, like it's been almost 4 years now. And I really hope one day I will get the chance to be a father myself and see how it is when you reciprocate the love you receive from your parents. Now, the reason I'm doing this video tonight is because I wanted to share something that I've been researching and learning for the past 3 years in terms of how we communicate within the family, how we raise our families better than what we got from our parents maybe sometimes. Because, hello Ozzy, because the truth is sometimes maybe all the times I would say our parents have the best intentions for us, they just don't have the experience, and that derives from how their parents raised them, okay, how they brought them into their life. Because literally we as human beings, we carry a chain that links us to the past, and it is all the habits that we have, all the ideals we have, the way we are born and raised in the world, and how we operate is how our parents raised us, and how their parents raised them, and how the parents before them raised them. So tonight what I would like to share with you is what makes a good father. Basically, there are some core values, let's say, that make a father not just a good father but a great father. But in order to define that and understand what it is, we need to break it down. And basically there are 5 abilities that if a man has, they will define him as a good father. Now, first one will be for a man to be a protector. Okay, protector though has two sides to it. So the first one is let's say, because parents are the 2 pillars we have in a household. So there is one, the mom, and the other one is the dad. So whatever happens to the house, it comes to the house, the parents are always the buffers. You know, what comes, it hits them first. So one thing they do is that they don't tell you. Sometimes they don't speak. They don't tell you what's happening because they're trying to protect you. You might be asking them for answers and they don't speak because they want to protect you from getting hurt, from getting worried because it's not your age yet, it's not your time yet. That's one job that a father does, and a mom, of course. And the other thing that the parents do is that they protect you. They protect you from everything that might go wrong. They're always there. So when we hear our parents sometimes, like when you're like 18, 20 maybe, and they give you a call and they're asking like, you know, what are you doing? What time are you coming home? When you're young, you're feeling a bit pissed, like, oh, why he's doing this to me right now? Why he's calling me? He's protecting you, because if something goes wrong, he will be the first that he will run for you. Now, okay, I would do understand that there are chances that a family is divorced. Maybe the mom has to play the 2 roles sometimes, like how my mom did with me. She had to play 2 roles in my life. She had to be the man as well. But it's really important to understand that's how difficult it is for them, and sometimes we step into the shoes whether we want it or not, and we become single parents ourselves. Unfortunately, it happens very often in the past 10-15 years. Now, second thing that the father is that he is a provider. By hearing that, oftentimes we will think that the provider is someone who has the ability to give the goods to the family that they need. But provider is not only that. I mean, there are things that you cannot only give them on a physical level, like, oh, you need some money, go buy some clothes, we need to bring food on the table, and so on. Provider is many things, and in this case, a provider can be someone who, like, he's an ear to listen to. Okay, so he gives you his time. He's someone that you can have camaraderie with, someone who can be your friend. It's many roles that a parent has to play. Now you will notice that both the provider and the protector, they can be both covered by a mom or by a dad, but today is all about dads. So moms, you have to excuse it just for this day. Now the third one, and actually one of my favorites actually, is the father needs to be a promoter. Promoter is, you have your family, and you make sure that to the outside world, and of course to an extension to the inside world within the house, your family looks good. You promote them, you make them look good. I have had an experience where, like, being coming from divorced parents, my dad would take me out, let's say, and in the weekends, so mom would take care of me throughout the whole week. Hello, Donna. So mom would take care of me the whole week, and dad would take me out in the weekend, and he would take me around to visit the relatives or some friends, and he was like presenting me like so good, look my son, how well kept he is, and so on and so on. But he would never say that I was taking care of him, or his mom maybe. I think he was promoting actually himself by presenting me around, which is a really bad thing to do, because once you have kids, once you have a family, life is not about you anymore, it's about them, and making sure they have all the equipment, the tools, the knowledge, the skills, experience that they need in life to progress once you're not there anymore. Because the truth is that our kids, our children, they're the living proof that at some point we existed on this world. So you need to give them the best that you have. So promote, make them look good, make the whole family look good. Life is not about you from the moment you have a family, it's about your family, the concept of family as a whole. Now, another quality for a father is that he needs to be a priest. But this one is a bit difficult, because I see lately, these years now, these age, people are not very religious. But being a priest is not about necessarily the religious side of it. Being a priest means you will have to be the listener. You will have to be the person who has to take the lead role and make things happen that weren't going to happen anyway. Hello, Sita. So let's say back in the ancient times, they used to have within the household, they used to have a sacred fire that when they were doing the house ceremonies, the father, the domus, let's say, they would be the ones who would go first, and they would start the sacred fire, they would start the ceremony. Now I would say that in the modern age is that the father, by taking the role of the priest, is the person who reminds the family of values. The family values. Sometimes family values, of course, come from the culture that we come from. They are bringing their religion, maybe, but I would say that it reminds us of values, like, for example, might be the Sunday roast, like visiting the relatives, remembering savoir vivre, might be remembering people on their birthdays, on their needs, like keeping that heart together, let's say. And the last one, the last quality of a father, and the most important, is that a father needs to be a promoter. Ha! Look at me, I said it wrong. A father needs to be a prophet. Hello, Oli. When I say prophet, the father needs to be able to speak to his children in terms of the greatness, what is forward for them, not the circumstances they're facing in the moment. Because every age that we go through has the specific circumstances that we see them as like, oh, I'm going through this difficulty now. But when you're a 40-year-old man and you hear your 10-year-old, you're laughing inside. But for that little one, at that moment, that's a really important thing. And that's the magic of it. That's the magic of being a father. Hello, Monica. That's the beauty of being a father, being the prophet. Speak to the greatness, okay? Like, make them rise above their circumstances. You don't speak to them to what they're facing right now. I'll give an example that, for good or for bad, this role again my mother had to face. I remember when I was much younger, I had my first couple of relationships that they didn't work out, and I was feeling bad, and my mom was speaking to my greatness in terms of like, don't let yourself down, don't feel disappointed, because moving forward there will come the day when you will be married, you will have your children, life will be different. That's only a circumstance. And as they say, don't make permanent decisions on temporary circumstances, like, oh, this thing didn't work out, so I'm not good in relationships. That's where the parent comes in. That's where also the father comes in and speaks into the greatness of the children. Like, keep pushing, keep going, keep doing, and life will transform. It won't be as it is right now. It's really important for a parent, especially a father, to be able to speak to the greatness of his children. Now, it's really funny if you think about it from another point of view. Like, if you have seen on the TV a lot of the time these famous people, when they first succeed, they don't say like, they don't shout out like, you win a game or something, you win a race, you spend, the dad always spends all the hours of helping with the training with his son, whatever that may be, and when the son wins, he doesn't say, oh, this is my dad, thank you very much. He's like, this is Mom. The first thing they do is like, this is Mom, thank you. But the dad spends all the hours, and it's really it's really funny how things happen. But that's the thing, you're always there for them. You need to be the prophet for them, to show them that no matter what your circumstances, you're always something better. And of course, I said about how we say like usually the moms, but especially when you're a boy and when and as you grow up, okay, mom is always there, she will tell you she loves you, she will give you a hug and a kiss. That sometimes they're not so touchy-feely, self-expressed like how moms are. That's why you will see for a son, it's more important when he will take a pat in the back from his father, when he will give him that look that says like, well done, son. And that's how as males and females were communicated. Women are more self-expressed, guys are more like internalizing things. That's why, especially to the sons, it has more value when the father gives them an applause or gives them a look that says like, you did well. It's really amazing how you see how we transform as we grow up, how we want to reciprocate this love that we take from our parents. So that's all for tonight. Again, I wish you all the best with your families. Wish all my friends, all the people who are watching now, and all the people who will watch this video in the coming days, wish you the best about your family, your fathers. I wish you like having a very, very amazing time together. And of course, not only remember them today, we remember them every day, because if it wasn't for them, as well as the moms, we wouldn't be who we are today. So that's all for me. I wish you a beautiful evening. Enjoy the rest of your night. Speak again soon. Take care. Bye.